Come and sit and occupy the front row space. Occupy the front row. Come on. Not doing any right too, because we are having a mic which is better. And cheerful good evening to all of you. I see half of you not there. A bit louder. Come on, guys. That's much more like it. And a warm and hearty welcome to our 280th meeting to the theme 10K. Where is it 10,000 rupees versus running 10 kilometers in a marathon? Will be explored by the PM NIKHILESH. But before we start our meeting, there are a few ground rules. And today, since we have our past area director here, over here, let us ensure that we follow these rules to the utmost and make him proud of the club that he is. Reiterating the rules, let us put our noise making devices on silent. Mine included, that is your phones, smartwatches, your laptops, if they have the notifications turned down. Let's take 5 seconds to do that, shall we? There'll be 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Very proactive audience. I see all of you already done that. Great. Secondly, do not leave the meeting hall when the speaker is speaking. Only exit the hall or enter the hall during an approach. This ensures the speaker has the confidence which he feels on the stage, because you don't want to be the person that you're speaking and 2, 3 people are just exiting. Drops your confidence entirely, doesn't it? So let's not do that. And coming to the most fundamental of our golden rules, that is, let us not offend anyone by speaking on the topics of sex, religion, race, caste, creed, and the likes. Though we as Toastmasters provide you a platform where you can speak your heart out, let us not offend any of our members or anyone by speaking of these topics. With that being said, let me hand over the mic and the stage to our presiding officer for the day to officially open the meeting. Presiding officer.
Toastmaster Clara. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Yes, thank you for that. I'm Toastmaster Jaswita, presiding officer, Toastmaster Namrata Bangalore. Now we officially declare the meeting number 218, themed 10K, open. Welcome all. I see a few guests here as well. Hello. Hi, happy to see you again. And yes, I am Jaswita. Today, let's talk about our club mission first. We are part of Toastmasters Amrita Bangalore. It's part of Toastmasters Village. In Toastmasters, we provide a support and a positive learning experience in which the members are empowered to develop their communication skills and leadership skills, resulting in greater personal growth and self-confidence. Right? And here we celebrate our growth, each other's growth, and support each other's well-being. And can we have a close? We don't have many announcements for today's meeting. Just that, the biggest announcement, which I like the most, is that 6 new members have joined our club. Let's praise Toastmaster Radha here. We, Vijayaguru, are Toastmaster Aditya, Toastmaster Smriti, Toastmaster Dhanushree, Toastmaster Adipata, Toastmaster Abhay, and Toastmaster Hridaya. These 6 people have joined recently. Let's give a huge shout out for them. Yes. Talking about the theme, 10K, when the theme was discussed about me, Toastmaster NIKHILESH was very excited about the theme, about the runs he does, about the marathons he went into, and about the experiences he had in his life. I'm not going to introduce him a lot because He is the best VPPR, which he says by himself. Toastmasters, TM mode, Toastmaster NIKHILESH onto the stage.
Thank you for your introduction. When was the last time any of you ran? Late for class? No. Okay, cool. Yeah, late for the class, late for a meeting, late for dinner on Friday nights, or late for a train to go back. We all have at some point in time run for something or the other. If you have run, if you have enough experiences, you might have run for your life at some point of your time. But doing it as an activity, not many have given that a chance. Not many have given it a shot. And let me tell you, for those who have taken up running as an activity or any initiative in general in their life, they have gone a long way. They have gone the distance. Of course. What credibility do I have to say this? Nothing. But I stand here as a testimony to that. On 22nd October 1924, some guy called Jansi Mehdi started this club called Toastmasters. It was a non-profit international organization, and now it is in over 100. It is in over 144 countries. It has over 3 lakh members, and we have more than 16,000 clubs across the globe. And somewhere between when all of this was happening, we came into existence. Toastmasters Amrita Bilu, running at our own pace, breaking our own personal records, reaching small milestones, competing all the time. But today, it's not going to be about that. Today, I'm going to tell my story about how I, as someone who couldn't run for 5 minutes continuously, did my 10 kilometers in 52 minutes. Okay, now that we have a target, that is 10 kilometers, what is the next step? Of course, yes, running is a very important stuff. But you need to have a roadmap, just like you have a roadmap for everything. You don't say, I get 10 CGPA and then, you start watching movies and everything, and then right before the exam, you start studying. No, it doesn't work that way. You need a perfect goal plan. Of course, it involves running. That is obvious, as it has been mentioned by much of it. I don't remember it. So for that will be our speed segment for today. We can compare it with the speed segment for what we have. And what else does it consist of? You keeping a track of whatever you're doing. You having an idea of how much you've ran. You improving upon whatever you've done. And that will be our evaluation segment. Now, how many of you have felt this emotion? You wake up one day and say, fine, I'm going to do this. I'm going to change the world. Or if not to that extent, you've woken up and say, okay, my lifestyle is very unhealthy. I'm going to put my shoes on. I'm going to hit the track and do a run. Basically, the feeling, aaj main bhagega, or the literal translation of it in English being, me will run today. It's not I will run today, it's me will run today. And for those, all of those who have felt this way, let me tell you, one certain person in this audience has their audience. That's our favorite topic master. Right? She will be giving you topics, and you will be coming up on the stage and trying out something very new. Second, now the speech, the way the meeting will be conducted has been put out. We have our prepared speeches segment, we have our table topic segment, and the evaluation segment. For someone who has to learn, back to my story, for someone who has to run 10 kilometers, one has to keep a log of how much he has run, how much how much he has to complete, which part of the running should he improve, where should he increase his pace, where should he decrease his pace, where should he increase his cadence and everything. And for that, I have a tracker. And just like I have a tracker, we have someone to evaluate us and tell us where we have to improve, where we have gone wrong, where we have extend ourselves. And for that, we have a general evaluation for the meeting today. talking about the general evaluator, I won't tell much. I'll have to use very delicate words because it is none other than my mate, the Toastmaster Harsha. There's a very big introduction for you. I'm not letting him on the stage. He is someone who goes through all of his speeches very delicately. He looks at it. He looks at every single line of the speech. Believe me, getting your speeches approved from him is a very big deal. It takes 2-3 business months. Yeah, but it is. Jokes apart, he's a very good mentor. I have to say this because Chris I have pending to be approved. Anyway, on to the stage, Toastmaster Harsha.
Anytime soon, bro. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, uncles and aunties, I don't think so. A very good evening to each and every person here. This is T. Harsha Varanasi, and I'll be a general evaluator in today's meeting. Ever since I was a kid, and obviously all of us were kids, I had a doubt. Exams. I never really liked them. One day, my mom comes and says, Harsha, you have to prepare for your math exam. I was in LKG, trying to understand how to write 1, 3, 4. And all of a sudden, you wanted to do addition. How am I doing that? But at the end of the day, she told me something. Harsha, you know what is important? Learning. And I never got the point. Few years down the lane, not a few years, many years, I would say, BTech first year, that was the first time I saw an examination paper which was very difficult. That was the toughest exam of my whole life, not even JEE means. On that day, I decided to improve. Let's keep aside the fact if I've improved from my BTech first year to fourth year, but I've improved in an art form called speaking. So I think I would be able to do justice as general evaluator today. When you are coming onto the stage, I will be evaluating you on the stage. I will tell you what you can do better or what you've done amazing. So that's my role for today. And it's not that simple. I can't evaluate a bunch of people who are sitting right here. So I have a team who will help me on. And I call that the tag team. I pretty much don't know a lot of you. I'm really sorry about that. I haven't been in touch. But I've got introduction from our past general evaluator, Toastmaster Samidya. But today, the time is Toastmaster Smriti. She calls herself a stage Barbie, but she is running to space time. Onto the stage, Toastmaster Smriti.
Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As Sandro, I will be guiding the daily topic speakers, formal speeches, and evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using green, yellow, and red cards, each denoting specific times. For table topic speakers, the limit is 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will place the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, the red card. Icebreaker speeches should be 4 or 6 minutes in length. At 4 minutes, I will place the green card. 5 minutes, I will place the yellow card. And at 6 minutes, the red card. Other speeches should be 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I will place the green card. At 6 minutes, the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, the red card. Individual evaluation should be 2 to 3 minutes in length. At 2 minutes, I will place the green card. At 2.5 minutes, the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I will place the red card. Thank you, Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smriti. I can't forget my introduction. All right. Thanks for the wonderful speech about the Lord, Toastmaster Smriti. Next up, we have the Toastmaster Viraj. He would like to hibernate for 10 years if he could. Onto the stage, not here, please.
Greetings to Toastmasters and fellow Toastmasters and guests. My purpose of the counter. So this is kind of not attractive, right? So how I mean, if I say like this, greetings Toastmasters and guests. Today I'm the counter for the meeting, and my role is to note down the words and sounds that are used as scripts or pause fillers by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for unused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen to filler sound, which includes I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used this expression. This one's good, I guess. So over to Toastmaster Ajay.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Viraj, for the wonderful bit of your work. Next up, we have our grammarian for today, who looks like an ant for me. The girl who stays fit by running around in circles, jumping to conclusions and playing around in serious situations. Until stage Toastmaster Sri Radhika, the grammarian for today.
Thank you for the introduction, Toastmaster Harsha. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm Sri Lalita and I'll be the grammarian for today. As the grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all your speeches and keep a note of all the outstanding usages, really cool quotes, fancy words, beautiful expressions, and also take note of the improper usages and what could be improved upon. It is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. So for today's meeting, the word of the day is metanoia, which refers to the journey of changing one's mind, heart, self, or way of life. An example of using this word is something that I think we can all relate to. I went through a metanoia when, against all odds, I joined engineering. The idiom of today is to get your ducks in a row, which means to get your affairs in order. An example is something that I hope for all of us. I hope that college serves as a platform to help us get our ducks in a row before we enter into the real world. Speakers are encouraged to incorporate the word of the day and the idiom of the day in their speeches, and I will be delivering my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Over to the general evaluator.
Any louder round of applause. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sri Radhika. Now that's my tag team, and the people who will help me out with the general evaluation session. Those are my evaluators. You can see them right on the board. Remember, these evaluators will be evaluating speakers. So this is my whole team. I will be coming back at the end of the meeting to evaluate each and every one of you. With that being said, back to the Toastmaster, the Toastmaster page.
Finally, with my story. As I began running, there were days, in the beginning, there were days where I could pull myself out of the bed sheets and wear on those shoes and go for runs. There were a lot of days where I just felt like, okay, come on, I just snooze the alarm and then wake up 5 minutes later, 5 minutes later, 5 minutes later. And then, out of nowhere, I realized, okay, probably the only thing I will be doing today is running to the class because I was late. But yes, somehow I picked myself up and started running. I slowly completed my 2K, I slowly completed my 3K, 4K, 5K, and so on. Okay, wait. K as in kilometers, not. Yeah, money oriented people. Yeah, it's 5K as in 5 kilometers, 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers. And just the way I completed my milestones, my running, reached new levels, unlock new levels. The same way we have some people today will be completing their projects, unlocking new projects after that. Yes, their evaluator allows them to. So going on, this will be a prepared speeches segment. Before I call upon the first speaker for today, I'll be calling the speech evaluator. She introduces herself as she's someone who runs when she feels excited, she runs when she feels frustrated, and also when she feels rejected. She says, running is the best feeling in the world. Onto the stage, Toastmaster Charlie.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and especially good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Abhinaya. Toastmaster Abhinaya is going to be attempting her L1 P1 and the pathway motivational strategies. this will be her icebreaker speech, and the purpose of an icebreaker speech is to introduce yourself in the club and also know the basic structure of a public speech. I'm going to be evaluating her on vocal variety, audience awareness, gestures, eye contact, comfort level. And timer, please note that the icebreaker speech is from 4 to 6 minutes. Toastmaster Abhinya, relax, take a deep breath, and speak your heart out. Over to the TMT.
Would we have a speaker on the stage? Something about the speaker. She is someone who loves to dance, and I would like to see her dance through an icebreaker too. Toastmaster Abhinaya on this. Toastmaster Abhinaya, embracing life dance, Toastmaster Abhinaya.
Good evening, everyone. Before starting my speech, I would tell I have a very bad throat. I was sick, so just adjust here and rest. Okay, so imagine yourself standing in an intersection of your dreams and reality. Dance, self-discovery, and ambition. That is where I converge. When you step into my world, every move is a dance. Every challenge is a chance to grow. And every weakness is a stepping stone where I can become the best version of myself. Good evening, everyone. I am Abhinaya. I would like to take this opportunity to share a glimpse of who I am. When it comes to talking about external topics is always easier than talking about your own emotions. Isn't it? Especially me. When it comes to talking about your own emotion, I would rate myself a 10 on 100, which is pretty bad, isn't it? So instead of speaking about my emotions, I would like to tell you all what I do, what my hobbies are, what my interests are, that would give you an idea of who I am. I come from a mediocre background where dreaming high is always encouraged. I am based in Bangalore, a city which never stopped bustling life with opportunities. And my roots lie in Tamil Nadu. I'm pursuing my BTech in Electronics and Computer Engineering, third year. Okay. And then moving forward, education is part of everyone's life. Keeping education aside, let me talk about my passion, that is dance. Dance is something which gives me joy and it activates all the happy hormones in me. It is a creative outlet where I actually show my true self. And I also have a lot of interest in content creation. If you all know, I am Reels. You can go follow me on Instagram. I hope I get some 5 followers today. It's Abhinaya_Soundarajan. I mean, you can show your love and support to me there. And I would make sure that, I would create some creative content for you all. Aside your education, aside your interest, aside your, whatever way to live, I have a deep interest in personal development. There was a concept which I stumbled on once, and I cannot get it out of my mind. And I want to share it with you all. It divides a person's lifestyle in 5 divisions. 1 is to keep you in shape. 1 is to keep you creative. 1 is to develop your knowledge. 1 is to evolve your mindset. And 1 is to make you money. Now you might be wondering what I do to achieve all of this. To keep me in shape, I dance. I was into gymming, and then to be creative, as I said, I make contents. There was this. I was in PR team, but then I was not very active. But then I am trying to figure it out. And then 1 to evolve your mindset. When it comes to books, everyone likes reading books. I heard someone's heads up. So yeah, books, novels, that things, like I'm not much of a person who's very interested in reading storybooks. But when it comes to books which are productive, I am in. You might ask what are the books I read. There is this 10x rule, 80% mindset, 20% skill, rich dad, poor dad, atomic habits, all this kind of productive books. And I'm into it, and it actually evolves your mindset. Want to make me money. Now I am exploring the world of freelancing, digital marketing, and stuff. It actually gives you a lot of scope, to show your talent and then to make money. Moving further, and I also love to network with people. I feel networking improves your horizons in life, and that is something which enriches your life and gives experience to it. When speaking about horizon, I also have the dream of exploring the world in sense roaming across the globe, soaking into different diversities, and then making your memories which last for lifetime. Yes, and then in conclusion, I would like to tell that every step which I take, every move is like a dance step, and I enjoy every bit of it. And I am in my self growth, self discovery phase, and life has thrown its fair amount of challenges to me in all the possible ways. I think it does in all of this. What I tell is what doesn't break us will not make us any stronger. So with all this, I would like to find it. Thanks.
It was a wonderful icebreaker Toastmaster Abhinay. Okay, actually, since you did say you were into doing a lot of creative work. There is okay. Once a PR, always a PR. Please do join the PR team. But yeah, apart from that, it's happy to see that. I'm happy to see someone who does creative stuff, and tries to but take time apart from studies, postmasters, and makes time for themselves and to work on it. So it was very good to hear that from you. Moving on to the next speech. Before I call upon the next speaker, we have a speech advisor. That is someone who says she is a biotic presence on Earth. She has traveled her personal 10K life race, witnessing ups and downs. Intrigued to discover and share the diverse life experiences of those who have charted their own paths. Toastmaster Angelina.
Thank you, Timothy. 10K, where your strength meets your determination, one stride at a time. With that being said, let's begin. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests, and also a special warm welcome to our target speaker, PM Ganesh. I shall be a speech evaluator for today. My duty as a speech evaluator is to judge the nitty-gritties of English and his speech, along with the basic structure of his speaking as well. Yes, today my target speaker, PM Ganesh, is attempting his L1P1 in the pathway strategic relationships. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of public speech. Timer, kindly note the time limit is 4 to 6 minutes. With that being said, all the best to the speaker and back over to you, Modi.
Every time Toastmaster Angelina comes up on the stage, okay, she's going to do something new today. She's going to give me a tough competition when it comes to being more creative on the stage. Probably Toastmaster Angelina, she might give you competition in other creative platforms as well. That's part. Next up, for the next speech, we have someone who says, okay, everyone, please pay close attention to this.
He is what he is, and what he is, we shall know. All of you got this properly? You understand? Okay. Onto the stage, Toastmaster Brahma Ganesh. Toastmaster Ganesh, capabilities, Toastmaster Ganesh.
All right, all right, all right. Who remembers this? It's a very famous dialogue. No one? Dad, you guys don't watch Hollywood? No? Matthew McConaughey. Yeah. Wolf of Wall Street. Pretty much that's the movie. Anyways, I just like to start with that because it's a catchy thing that I like. So I started. There's no connection to my speech. So, when you're in a 10K run or any run, what is the first thing you do? You hit the road, don't you? You hit the track. This song that Ray Charles, a very famous African American artist, singer, who has sung. It goes like, hit the road, Jack. Don't come back no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't come back no more. What you say? Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. Well, pardon me for the shaky voice. I have cold feet. Moreover, I have cold as well, not because of the cold feet. And that, I'll tell you why I sang this song. You will connect to it as I go forward in my speech. Now, a few things about myself, except from the Hollywood references and etc. I am Brahma Ganesh, and I am a mechanical engineering student, third year. And my childhood has always been a very adventurous story. I have always gone out doing new stuff, getting hurt, getting up back again, doing something crazy. It's exactly like that example where elders keep telling us, you know, what does the caveman do when he sees fire? He touches it. And then there's two reactions you can expect. Me being a goofy kid, I'd love to say, I'll touch it again, see how much it burns. I mean, it doesn't have to make sense. You enjoy it, you do it. That's how I was. And the reason that I was like this, and I am a very proud, I have a very proud aspect of saying this, that I'm actually very proud of it. That the reason behind me being so goofy and people being okay with it is my parents. Is the reason that my parents have been my energy and support system throughout. My father has always been my support system and energy system no matter what. He is a very powerful motivator, and my mom, she just pampers me. She loves me so much. She'll say, "You have cold, fine. Take tablets, sleep." But then if I say I have cold and tomorrow I have an exam, she says, "Take tablets, sleep, wake up, and then study." So I have the bittersweet bit of both. And that is about my family in a nutshell, you can say. And my father being used to getting transfers every now and then, he's an army officer, ex-army officer, he's retired. So me being a brat, I used to get a lot of privileges. I had a lot of hobbies. I don't know if it is a bit braggish to say it is hobbies. I was into horse riding, swimming district second, basketball clusters level, like 10K and all, that was also there, athletics, etc., etc. Now, coming back to the important aspect of my speech today that I would think takes the gravity of the situation that I'm on stage today
in front of you guys in Toastmasters Club. I, from a very young age, realized that I have the ability to speak and I love to speak. Be it interpersonal communication or in sense of public speaking. When you have a voice, you can raise it, use it to make things or even to mend hearts or to break things. It is a very, you can say, a figurative aspect when you realize what things are. So, there's three stories, small dots I'd love to connect. That is one, 26 January 2017. That was the very first time I was given the opportunity to speak on a stage and I messed it up pretty bad. To be honest, that's the very first time I realized stage fear is something, and the very first intro stage fear gave it was through the audience full of expectations. There was disappointment and stage fear walks up to me and slaps me on my face, says, buddy, public speaking is not your thing. Speaking prepared speeches is not your thing. I took it. A few months later, I was made a captain, house captain, one of the first in my school as well. I was asked to make Hindi debate. Then I moved on and I was given the opportunity to speak. That time, on the contrary, I did well. And it was impromptu. Then third dot being, in lockdown, my dad showed me a video of Toastmasters at the time where I really didn't know what it is completely about. And that was the nexus, I'd like to say, where things changed for me. I started realizing why I like communication so well. And now, I love to say what I realized. I love to profess, if that's the right word, because I'm not a professor, I'm just a student. I love to learn, I'm inquisitive. I realized words are power. They give you the power to make things, break things, or even create new elements that give you the sense of humanness. They are the very essential part of humanness that have become our creation. Agree? Yeah, they are our creation that now make a mark. And realizing all this, here I am in front of you all, in Toastmasters Amrita Venue, realizing that I have a lot of space, a lot of depth that I can achieve while speaking, while reaching people out. And that should be it. So, about the song, let me close the speech. Hit the road, Jack. I was always called the Jack of all, master of nothing. So, considering I'm the Jack, I've hit the road. My destiny, utopic, will I reach it? Let's find out together. Thank you.
Toastmaster Brahmaganya. Are you sure you had joined the right club? Because I feel Raga might be the one for you. That's it. There's one more thing I would like to ask you. Please tell your mom to contact my mother because it seems your mom is, from what I can see, your mom is very motivated and also I'm like, okay, fine. Maybe my mom can learn a thing or two here.
It's good to be optimistic.
That's why I'm optimistic. But thank you for that. Next speech. Before I introduce the next speaker, I would like to introduce the speaker one day. Though I don't have an introduction for him, but I will make one. I have an achievement under my belt. Electronica 2023. Okay, it might look like I'm texting my achievements, but it's not. All of the credit goes to this particular person. Because if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for his solution, if it wasn't for this code, I would have been outside the competition after the round 2 itself. Toastmaster Raven, onto the stage.
Good evening to the Toastmasters. How are you all? When I saw this 10K, I just remembered the NIKHILESH. He won the 10K for the first time in ECCF. As an ECC student. Usually ECCF people who participate in this ECCF form, they are most of the people are from AA. So as an ECC brand student, I was privileged by NIKHILESH, and I told, even though it is not allowed to share the codes, I shared the code and yeah, it was great fun. So coming to my evaluation, today I will be evaluating my dearest Toastmaster Pranav. I think this is my third time. So he is I will be evaluating for his level 2 project 1 in his persistent influence, his passive persistent influence. Coming to his speech objectives, to identify his primary leadership or styles, or to share some of the aspects of his primary leadership style and discuss some of the leadership style in your face. So, time up, please note on the time. The time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. On all the questions. Okay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raven, for the code and telling speech objectives and time limits first. Next up, third speaker for today. Before I call him up on stage, there is something I'd like to inform all of you, especially the hostelers. By one thing, if most of us will be broke, and if you need any financial advice, I'll tell you who you should run to. That's Toastmaster Pranav. You might not find him, running every day at morning 5 o'clock, but definitely if it's for ideally meeting halls, if it's doing something for the club, he'll be there running at the maximum speed. Toastmaster Pranav onto the stage. That was a wonderful run, by the way. Toastmaster Pranav, a loose cannon, Toastmaster Pranav.
Good evening, everyone. Apart from my graduated, everyone, pens down, eyes and ears here, because I want all of you to do something for me today. Teamwork includes you as well. Now, standing here, I'm going to tell you to imagine a person. All right? Imagine someone who's really reckless with what he does. Right? He's not a stickler for rules. He doesn't care with due processes. Right? He hustles, bustles, takes risks. Right? And you guys with me, right? He takes risks. But the great about this person is that he gets it done by hook or by crook. Now, I want to know if you guys feel that such a person might not succeed in the real world. Raise your hands. Okay. How many of you feel that this person will not be someone who is successful and will be just another person in the cycle of life, which is forever and ever, and will be born, will live, and will be forgotten by history? Keep your hands raised. I see one. So either I'm with you people and you're imagining and you're feeling the way I feel things, or you guys are being massive hypocrites. Either, I'm fine with that. Now, moving forward, the person who I described is me, but I have not shared these traits just with myself. I share these traits with legends and titans of industries, like JP Morgan himself, like a politician you can call a friend, Barack Obama, or his wife, Michelle Obama, for that. Ratan Tata, Narayan Murthy, I can name a lot of people. And what these people and I share together is we are go-getters. We don't care for, we are not stickler for rules of the institution or face the world. We have a goal and we achieve it the way we see it, without hurting anyone in the matter. Now, these people, by convention, are called loose cannons.
let's go back and tell you the origin of this word, shall we? Well, a loose cannon. What do you think it will be? A cannon which is just loose hanging here and there? Actually, that's pretty much it. In the ancient times, in wooden ships which are passing wavy and rocky oceans, cannons were tied to the ship. And during storms, the cannons wobbled from here and there. And sometimes the knots came loose. And the cannon, which is supposed to be facing the sea, facing the other ships, will be facing itself. Or will be looking down at the ship and the inflict will fire the whole hull of the ship. These cannons are called loose cannons. But the modern sense of this word came when English historians described the great emperor of the French. Any guesses? Napoleon. I believe everyone has read the 9th standard in the history textbooks properly. Now, the reason why Napoleon was called a loose cannon is because when he was a general in the army or a chief in the army, he did not care for the orders of his superiors. Because he initially started commanding a small battalion which had 3 cannons to its name. And in ancient times, what was done was the cannons were lined up like targets in a row and were ordered to fire at one goal, at one target. The battery round, as they call it. The cannon 1 fires, cannon 2 fires, cannon 3 fires, cannon 4 fires, and everything used to fire at one place. And the enemy knew the cannons were here. So if we just tilt, none of the cannons will be able to hit us. Or if we just raise a wall here, none of the cannons will be able to hit us. Nobody thought that why should we all fire together? We'll go somewhere in the other direction and fire so that the enemy cannot build a wall. If we build a wall here, we'll go somewhere down. Come to the audience and fire so that I have your. But now, coming back to this. This is when the word loose cannon came to the modern sense of it is and its usage today. Now, I describe myself as a loose cannon, and the ex-com team I work with will attest to that. Guys, there you go. But the fact of the matter is, be a loose cannon or not. After looking at the styles of leadership that I have over the bare peace campaign to get to the speech, I realized not one type of leadership defines everyone. You are not only a democratic leader. You are not only a tyrant. You are not just a dictator. You are not someone who's just compassionate. Everyone is a mixture of everything. And I feel, even though I'm a loose cannon, I'm democratic. That is, I listen to people's opinions, point of views, and their interests. Yes, sometimes I take it at me and I feel bad. I come back, I get defensive. Sometimes what happens is, it's not necessary to say something. But then, in the end, what happens is, as long as the goal is met, the objective is achieved, and no one is hurt, offended, or feels bad in the process, I believe my work is done. Now, how many of you feel you are versions of me? Loose cannons, as the word will say. I see 3, 4 hands maybe. Okay, 5. How many of you heard this term used upon you as a derogatory or a negative connotation? Don't be a loose cannon. Be back at the word. You should not be firing all of them. Some of you are nodding heads. It's there. I say, don't fear being the loose cannon. Because you might be the one when there are assignments piled up by teachers who do not understand there are other subjects. And there are other subjects and other teachers who will give you assignments as well. And everyone wants it before the weekend. You will not be able to submit it. When the whole class is bumbling among themselves, we have been submitted, only submitted for this teacher thinking what you do. You can be the one who will raise your voice and be like, well, we've already been burdened with other assignments. Can we just move this back and give us some more time so that we can give a better speech, a better assignment, give it better? This is what I would have said for my speech. And that's my time.
Towards the end of your speech, I wanted to know those on the plan. Were you asking for an extension on the time for your assignments, or were you asking the timer for an extension on the 5 minutes?
The way you see it.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Okay, Lou standing here, please go get your water. Right, that was the end of the prepared speeches segment, but we do have someone who is doing one of the projects today. And to evaluate that project, we have someone who needs no introduction because when he walks into the room, everyone turns around. Here to roll on the stage, we have our very own Toastmaster Aditya Meeting.
Is it a speech? No. Is it an evaluation? No. Then what is Toastmaster Chandali going to deliver today? The biggest question for today. And let's see, as time progresses, we'll understand what she actually is delivering. Coming to good morning, good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests. Yeah, guests. And special good evening to our title speaker, Toastmaster Shambhuri, who is pursuing her L3 P2 in presentation mastery. And coming to your speech objectives, it's pretty simple. It's like a teacher who calls upon a student and asks her to explain what she explained, and she later will give the summary of what she explained in a better way. So that's your objective for today, and I hope you really meet all your objectives and one quote. Till done with your speech, well done with your smile.
That's the kind of coach we want to see more of. Now, moving along with moving on to the meeting, and more importantly, my story, because I'm the keyboard and I'm going to tell the story of everyone. I'm going to narrate it. I started making progress in my running. So slowly, I started doing 2K, 3K, 4K, 5K. And when all of this was going on, I was happy that I'm making progress. I'm happy that I'm running. I'm happy that I'm perfectly fit. I'm able to do whatever I set out for. But then we had P1 examinations. So I took a break from my job. I was focusing on my exam, completely on my exam. And one fine evening, when I was preparing for my electronic devices and circuits paper, if I'm not wrong. The paper was the next day afternoon, I was sitting in the reading hall around 4:35. I suddenly started experiencing this pain in my left leg. I don't know what happened, but then I was okay, we'll focus on this after I'm done with my examination.
You continue.
And that pain didn't go away. I thought go away, I'll put Volini, I'll apply Volini, apply some heat, and it'll go away, but no, it didn't go away. I was going through the pain, I couldn't run. And let me tell you, everyone, someone who has taken up long distance running as a activity, as a proper activity, it becomes an addiction. And something about addiction, many of you might know, it is very difficult when you can't do it. You feel like probably you can never you'll never be able to stay away from whatever you're addicted. And just like that, I couldn't stop running. I was not able to do the 5 kilometers and 7 kilometers the way I used to. I came down to doing 2 and 3 kilometers, small distances. And for all the people who are not getting opportunities to do 5 minutes and 7 minute speeches because of some particular person not giving you slots, he's here to give you limelight for 1 or 2 minutes because that is all you're going to get. And people use this shine and tell that some person who is not giving you slots that yes, I need a slot. I guess this 1 to 2 minutes. Now I'm going to go and no go speak, go on stage and speak for 5 to 7 minutes. To give you all of the people here that opportunity to do your 1 and 2 minute speeches. We have a table topic master, Toastmaster Shambhuri. Before she comes up on the stage, she's very eager to. I'm sorry, I have to give her introduction. She didn't give me an introduction as such. She said, "Speak whatever you want and introduce me in any manner." I put it in a very delicate manner, make sure that I don't lose my speech slots in the coming weeks. This for everyone. For people who get on, who know if you get on a physical fight with her, you lose. Because this is something I follow. She's a black belt in karate. And then that is one thing. If you ever get on a sticker fight with her, you lose. And especially if the topic is doggo stickers, you lose. The war will go on for 2 to 3 days, but eventually you lose. You might feel like you're winning the battle, but no, you will lose the war. Toastmaster Shambhavi onto the stage.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction, Toastmaster NIKHILESH. So, for your prepared speeches, you get a slot after your script is approved by a mentor and you have prepared your speech. However, today I am here with an impromptu session. The table topic session is a session where volunteers come up to stage, speak for 1 to 2 minutes about anything that they are asked to speak about. So, I will need my first volunteer for that. Coming on the stage, Toastmaster Jessica. Okay, so choose a number between 1 to 1. Have you ever run a marathon? Toastmaster Jasmita, describe your ideal marathon. Describe your ideal marathon, Toastmaster Jasmita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shambhavi, for this wonderful question. An ideal marathon. How many of you know me? I think most of you know me. If you know me, I would never do a marathon at all. My ideal marathon would be me on a scooty while watching my friends run. Most of the times, I see my friends around here telling no to sugar, going to gym, or saying, "Oh, I can't eat that, I can't eat this." And my favorite hobby is to annoy them. And my ideal marathon would be me going around them, eating my food, saying them, "Hey, you're running so slow, just 10K now. Do it. It's fine. It's all right. You can do it." This motivation and being hypocritical is my favorite hobby. How many of you being hypocritical in your daily life? Yes, the moment that I do and I tell them, you can do it, while me enjoying my ride in a car, that would be my favorite ideal hobby to be in a marathon. And yes, I would want all the perks of winning a marathon as well. All those people who are running, she never mentioned me that you have to run in a marathon. You can use your car, you can use your flight if possible if you're rich. And if possible, you can go use your scooter or you can ask someone else to carry you. So if I win, I would definitely want all the prizes and all the prize money and maybe the 10,000 rupees, which Nikhilesh is talking about as theme. Are we talking about theme money, Nikhilesh? Yes, that would be my ideal marathon to win without running and to walk without actually using my legs. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jasmita. That was a really unique take on the topic. Normally, when I ask someone what their ideal marathon would be, they'd say that I want this to be arranged, I want to run at this pace, I want to run till here. However, you had a different take. You wanted to enjoy the marathon in your own way. You wanted to enjoy all the delicacies that others can't enjoy while they're running. And you wanted to do that to motivate them. I agree with you. What better motivation than to reach the end line and steal some of that food from you? And you did say you'll take help of car, flight if possible, or scooter, or ask there's another runner to carry you. I said that's really innovative. And yes, you would also like to take up all the perks that come with it. You could also share those perks with others. Maybe you could share with them the food that you have while they're running. I think that would be a great motivation to achieve your goal. So yeah, that would be what I have noted from your speech. Going to the next table topic, who would be my next volunteer? Okay, Pranav, then Renu. Pick a number from 2 to 8.
7.
7. Okay. Toastmaster Pranav, why do people run? Why do people run Toastmaster Pranav?
This will be an ideal scenario to come. Coming up on the stage, thinking that you will get a topic which we will make, what is the benefit of marathon, is it good for your health, etc. And you tell to sort of somebody else, why do people run? Well, people run for a lot of things. And I right now want to run away from here, from the stage, because I don't know what else I will run here for. But regardless of that, coming to the fact why people will run. For me, if you say, okay, how many of you have seen the hamster wheel? You'll put a cheese in front of the hamster, make it run on a wheel, and the hamster keeps running and running and running. You do that for Toastmaster NIKHILESH, put 10,000 rupees in front of him, and you run for 50 to 40 minutes for 10,000 rupees. Already run 10 kilometers for 10,000 rupees. Now, that's why Toastmaster NIKHILESH will run. Come to why I will run. Well, if you say that there is something in front of you, which you like, for me, will be sweets. And that one sweet which is never nicely available in Bangalore, the Bombay Kaju Katli I'm talking about. And you keep that in front of me and you say it's available in Bangalore in 10 kilometers. The scooter is broken down. I will run those 10 kilometers. I will bloody run those 10 kilometers all the way till I get the sweet. And then when I go there, then you say, the sweet is another 10 kilometers away. Guess what I will do? Continue running, exactly. Because that is a delicacy which you will not find in the city. And that'll be my time. Back to the campaign.
That was something I would really relate to. Running for something that is very close to you. Toastmaster Pranav, when you came up to the stage, you described about an ideal scenario. You said, why would people run? You reiterated the question there. You said, you gave the example of the hamster wheel, and you correlated that example to a humorous instance of Toastmaster NIKHILESH journey. And then you pulled in the audience into a story. You related the topic with your real life, your choices. You said you would run for a certain temptation, and that temptation is Bombay Kaju Katli. I'd say even I'd run for it. You describe the urgency at which you'd be ready at any time to reach to the spot where your favorite delicacy is being delivered. If you don't find it there, you are ready to go miles to reach that milestone. And I think that suddenly is something that people do run for, something to achieve their goals. Our goal here being Mopeka Chitaki. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pranav. Coming to my next volunteer, Toastmaster Dev. Toastmaster Dev, choose a number between 2 to 8, etc. Toastmaster Dev, how would you encourage a friend to run? How would you encourage a friend to run? Toastmaster Dev.
Once again, good evening. Good evening, your first. How would I encourage to run a person? Also, my friend. For that, I need to run, right? I think even though it's 8:10 every day, 8:10 at a.m. to college, I'll be eating my breakfast. And I'll be waiting for to open the hostel door for 8:15. So then I run. I remember the college has started, then I run for the two total classes. So how should I encourage my friend to run? First thing I would say, running has many techniques that all will say. But I would say, if you run, you can reach college
as soon as possible. Because it's so far for us in the hospital. If we run like 2 minutes to reach our college, it takes to run from our hostel to our college, it takes hardly 2 minutes. But I never do it, and my friends never do it. Most thing I would say I will run, and then my friends, if they say I will not run, I catch their hands and make them run.
I really correlate with you. It was my survivor. Every hosteler might be reliving their mornings. How many of you run each morning to go to their class? How many of you from hostel start at 8:05 when your class starts at 8:10? 8:07.
I don't have classes.
Yes, you have classes. Huh.
Yes, he has.
After fourth year, they don't. But well, Toastmaster Raymond is a special case. He starts at 8:15 a.m. and he takes, even though it takes hardly 2 minutes to start from hostel and reach college, no, a hostel has to start at 8:07, 8:08, or in Toastmaster Raymond's case, 8:15. And when asked about how would he encourage his friend to run, he took a perfect example. He showed the urgency that he feels throughout his daily life. He connected that with his speech. He gave the example of rushing to the hostel, rushing in a short timeline to reach a destination. Doing that every day, I think, might make a person experienced at running, or at least doing this for 4 years every day, might help them build their stamina. After which, I'm sure Raymond, your friend, would be ready to run anytime. Thank you. It was Master Raymond. Coming to my fourth volunteer. Would like to check in. Okay. We'll go with online audience first. Aditya, Vinod, would any one of you like to take it up? Okay. Does Master Sharon come to the stage? Number in from 2 to 8, except 3 and 7. Toastmaster Sharanya, describe your running style. Describe the running style, Toastmaster Sharanya.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Shambhavi. So, right from my introduction for the speech evaluation, I said that I like running when I'm happy, I like running when I'm sad, I like running when I'm frustrated. It's because when you run, you feel the wind hitting at you, right? And you feel like you can let go of so many of your worries. That is why I think I run. To talk about when I started running, it was I actually wasn't someone who used to place in the first few runners when you used to have sports day. And I used to be like the last for like 4 or 5 years in a row. But at some point in sixth grade, I started taking professional coaching for badminton. And that involved, and if you have ever played any sport, you know that the learning of a sport, just 10% involves the actual sport and 90% is your fitness training. So from there, I realized that I can also be a fast runner. And from then on, I started running as a hobby or like something that I like doing often. So right now, I don't think I run professionally. I run just because it's a great feeling to let go of all of your worries. And that is why I think I run. So back to the question.
It was really great to know your timeline, how you progressed, Toastmaster Sharanya, through your journey of running. You started, you told that how you started liking running. You said that you love the wind hitting at you. Running makes you feel like you are letting go of all your worries. And you narrated your running experience throughout your life. You said you had gone through badminton coaching, and from that, we inferred that you have inferred that sports is 10% sports and 10% of that specific sport and 90% of fitness. And I can vouch for that. I can vouch for that. I have been through different sports, yes, and yes, you can't do all of that unless you run 10 laps or do 10 sit-ups, push-ups, all of that. And so you said after that, you started running as a hobby, you maintained it, and now you run for the fun of it, not for the sake of it. And yeah, that was my takeaway from your speech. Thank you so much, Master Sharanyam. Coming to my next volunteer, Professor Ganesh. Okay, after that was Master Ram, and then we went the table topic. Master Ganesh, choose between 2, 4, and 2, 4, and 8. Okay. Master Ganesh, do you prefer running barefoot or with running gear? Do you prefer running barefoot or with training gear? Master Ganesh.
Right. So the very first time running happened, as I earlier mentioned in my icebreaker, my father was an army. He is that cutter pop collar character that is a proper fatherly figure. Translation. If you do not run, you get a cane in your back and you have to run. So it is as straight as that. And for a father like him, if I am not physically fit or even merely or farthest extent to the farthest extent, if I'm looking like a blob, I'll be thrown with such good roast. Believe you me, he's the best roaster I've ever seen in my entire life. Throughout all the posting, throughout all the states I've gone through, throughout all the types of people I've met, my father can roast me so well that I will be speechless for the next 2, 3 business days. Damn sure. That is how it is. And initially, I was a plumpy kid, so I used to have breathing issues. Like I couldn't run for a long time. And then came my fatherly figure, how wonderfully he started making me run. But then the lazy kid I am, I never used to listen. For a proper father, proper son, like father, like son. He used to motivate me to run. I used to motivate him to not motivate me to run. And that's how things worked out. And then things really changed when I went to hostel because my PT sir was not ready to listen a single thing from me, saying, Sir, I was in the hilly area. I'm a very, not so much into sports kind of kid. Please leave me alone. I can't go 15 rounds around the whole court. That is 800 meters. Please leave me. And I guess I did mention earlier, I was a lazy kid. Then my punishment was run barefoot. It was pebbles and rocks. I prefer running barefoot because the pokey sensation, no, that won't make you stop. Because if you stop or slow down, 5 more rounds. So that's how I started running, and that was the very advent or beginning of how I got into sports. And I really thank my sports teacher for that. And that's that. And
A really great take on the topic, Toastmaster Ganesh. You started with the very first time that you were pushed into running. You said that your father was always there behind you, saying, if you don't run, you'll get a cane in your back and you will run. And because of that, you had to be active. And your father was always there to roast you, motivate you. And you were always there to give him the reverse Uno card. Don't motivate me. And then you initially you can't stop. The prickliness keeps you going. I think I personally think that is something we should follow to get first place in the running races. And yeah, that would be my takeaway from your speech. Coming to our next and last table topic speaker, that's Mr. Raham. That's Master Ram, describe when you had to run for your life. Describe when you had to run for your life. That's Master.
A long, long time ago. 15 years back. Also, Chotus are cute Ram. I know the situation does not define it. But just imagine a small cute boy. This cute boy, also called Ram, was peacefully walking in the street. Guess what happens? Whoa! 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 Ram starts running for his life. Come. He started wagging his tail and started chasing me. I'm like, boss, I am your brother or you are my brother. I don't know. My mother picked us both the same. So, yes. I just see the meme where the mom is telling, I not sure why I'm putting, I don't know, food intake bath, why am I feeding you, Chuma sleeping around. I'm going to see that meme on Insta. That was pretty much. Always sleeping, always lazy, always running around. No job. See, I how the dog had no commitment to life. I probably took some partiality from that. I also have no commitment to anything. Just like how it runs from away from its problems, I also run away from my commitments. It is what it is. Okay, over to the tabletop is faster.
Really great take on the topic Toastmaster Ram. I was expecting something like that because that's one time that even I had to run for my life. You started with getting the audience into your speech. You started long, long time ago. 10 years ago, there was a guy called Ram. He was cute. I don't but he was Ram. He was walking in the street and suddenly he started making the noise of a dog barking. The audience grew anticipated and he thought that a dog started chasing you. And that's when your enmity started with dogs. But over time, you started negotiating with the dog. You started becoming friends. You started establishing a diplomatic relationship with the dog. Right? You start considering the dog your brother because your mother considered both of you the same. And then you ask the audience too about the meme on social media, about the lady not knowing who she is feeding for a time, simply sleeping, eating, sleeping again. So, and then later you connected that to the theme you were talking about. You said, like the dog, you have no commitment in life, and you run and chase whatever you feel like chasing at any time. So yeah, that was my takeaway from your speech. And that would be all for the table topic sessions. Since at this 10 minute, we are running short of time. I would like to ask the timer, can we have a 5 minute break? Okay, the meeting is paused. Oh, over to the refusal of the day. I've done half your job then.
General so please note that you might as well add TTN's name as CMOD also. And you can have the script and give the whole thing. Yeah, very much. I don't know. I mean, the outcome of the table topic session was it, it made us run either towards the table topic, giving more table topics, or running away from table topics. Anyway, if you all are paying attention to whatever I was saying before the table topic session started, which Ram is nodding, okay, no, I was. I had an injury. So the month of May and half of June went in, lot of frustration, and I was not able to run. And I couldn't wear those shoes and go out and run those long distance. I didn't feel like running, and I started kind of hating myself. What is this man? You're not able to run. No, 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 no. This is so not done. But slowly, I started to pick myself up. I was back to square one. I had to start from 0,0,0, but I did. And eventually, I started blocking 8 kilometers, 7 kilometers, 8 kilometers very fast because it was easy for me to pick up. Why? I'll tell you that after the break. Timer, please note that we have a 5-minute break. Yeah. Please let us know when 5 minutes are done. Session is open.